Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to a brand new channel. I am Apekz Ascent, and on this channel we are going to be covering a wide variety of different things, ranging from how to not waste your life away, what to do, what not to do, talking about my personal experiences myself as a father, not rushing life as in marriage, kids, etc., and many more things. But today I want to have a real honest conversation. No filters, just some truth that I think a lot of people, especially young people, need to hear. I'm going to be talking about not rushing life, about waiting before diving into marriage and kids, about focusing on yourself, chasing your goals and dreams, and most importantly, not being afraid to fail. So stick around, because I'm also giving a shout out to an extremely good friend of mine who's also got a YouTube channel who covers a lot of the similar things, but it's from his own personal experiences and perspectives, and he talks a lot about things that can literally change your life financially. I know the guy personally and he's doing extremely well, so stay tuned for the shout out at the end of the video. And without further ado, let's get straight on with this one. So first off, stop rushing life. No, seriously, there's this pressure to have everything figured out by like 21, be married by 25, have kids by 27, own a house by 30, and honestly, that pressure's fake. Life isn't a checklist, it's not a race. Everyone's path is different, and that's alright. You're allowed to move at your own pace. Talking from a personal experience and how my life has literally gone. So, from a very young age, and when I say young age, I'm not talking about child, but I'm talking about sort of when I hit that peak of like 18-year-old. By 18-year-old, I knew so many of my friends who had lost their virginity. Okay, I just want to cover this basis really quick. They lost their virginity, they rushed into it, it went, you know, it blew up. Like, okay, they lost their virginity, but then nothing came of it, you know? It was like, I don't know any of my friends that literally have kept that same person in their life romantically with losing the virginity to. And I thought, okay, I'll wait a little while. I'll wait a little while to see if I meet the right person. First of all, there is no right person the first time. If you are so lucky and so fortunate enough to find your lifetime partner with the person that you lost your virginity to, it is purely possible. It is purely possible. But realistically, there is no perfect person. It's a lot of trial and error. You want to get through it, okay? I just want to cover that. You want to get through it. I'm not saying to rush it. Certainly not saying that. But I'm saying on the topic of losing your virginity, don't paint this perfect image in your head of saving yourself as such, because it just 99% of the time doesn't actually happen that way. Now, I'm actually 36 years old, which I'm touching almost 40, you know what I mean? By my age, or almost 40 years old, I should have my life pretty much well put together, right? You'd think that anyways. You'd think, oh, you know, he's 40, he'll have a proper job, and he'll have kids, and a home, and marriage, and all that. And let me just say, right now, I have been married. Yes, I have been married. I married at 24. I personally thought that was an okay age to get married to, and it wasn't. It wasn't so much that I was young in age, it was I thought I had actually found the one for life. And again, go back to the losing virginity thing. You think you know something, and you really truly don't. It surprises you, truly. So I've been married, and I've been divorced. Could I have waited until I was a little bit older, maybe a little bit wiser, did a little bit more bonding with the person, seeing where it went, seeing if I could trust them more before I dove into it? Yes, I probably could have. Maybe age 30 would have been a better point in my life for that, but I've been through the divorce, and it's not nice. It's not worth it. It wasn't worth rushing the marriage. Like I said, I thought 24 was an alright age. Personally, looking back now, I'm 36. I truly believe that I rushed the whole scenario. I believe, I got a great woman in my life at the time, and yeah, I just rushed it, to be honest, and it all fell apart. Now, I've got children, but my children are, well, I've got two boys. One of them is almost touching 4 years. In fact, he turns 4 this month, and my other is 1, and he goes 2 next January. Now, I didn't really rush having children. Truthfully speaking, from my experience, I think I waited a pretty decent amount of time. I was 31 going 32 at the time, you know, and yeah, I think I waited at a decent point in my life for that. But at the same time, I'm not in an exactly great financial place, or at least in the position and the place that I would truly want to be. But saying that, I don't regret my children, and you know, like I said, 31, 32 is a decent age to have children. Realistically, by that point, when you're 31, 32, you should have experienced a lot of life, or at least hopefully experienced a lot of life. You should have done things, you know, for personal reasons, you know, enjoyed yourself, start saving, that kind of thing. So for me personally, it wasn't bad. I don't own a house. I actually am very against mortgages. Very against mortgages. I don't believe that you should ever get a mortgage out on a house, because sure, getting a house for the next maybe 5 to 10 years might be pretty good, but then you've got to go through the process of try to sell the house. And yes, I haven't been in that position, but I know people who are still struggling, and they've been trying to sell their house for 2 years now. They're struggling to get their house sold. Is it worth it? My opinion, I would say no. Don't own a house. Don't own a house. But don't take my words as facts. That's just how I view things. That's my perspective. I would personally say rent. Rent everything. Rent everything. Why also not own a house? Because you never truly actually own that house. The government owns that house. And if you don't pay your council tax and you don't pay your mortgage, they can straight make you homeless and take away what you believed was yours. Because realistically, anything in life, materialistic wise, we believe we own, but we just don't. We don't actually have the full rights to it. But also, to cover this little section, you are allowed to move at your own pace. Like, don't be doing this thing where so many people compare to other people who potentially have made it, or they're further in life and they're younger. I mean, sure, it's easy to compare to others, but in doing so, if you aren't at an equal pace as them or above, it can really, really grind you down. It can really sort of diminish your feelings, and it just puts you in the state of anxiety and depression. You just don't do it. You do what the best is for you at your own pace. Never compare. 100% never compare. It is good to look at people who you know is at a higher echelon and to aspire to be them, and to utilize the motivation that they may be giving out, but never compare yourself, because like I said, if you are below them, you do feel less motivated, you feel less compelled to get things done. So let's talk quickly about getting married young and having kids early. So, no disrespect to anyone who made that choice and is happy with it, salute to you, but for a lot of people, those decisions come from pressure, not purpose. Me, myself, yes, marriage did actually come from pressure, because it was my partner at the time. She wanted to get married. She liked the idea and she didn't want to wait. And she talked me around, and I felt pressured. Sure, I mean, I was happy with her at the time, but I was pressured into marriage. And the purpose was I needed to completely fully, well, you never really truly know someone, but to a point that you can say you definitely trust them, you know, with your life. So it was more pressure of a purpose for me personally. So the one thing I can say about that is just make sure it feels right and it doesn't feel rushed. You're still figuring out who you are, and truth is, you change a lot. You evolve with time, with experience, with growth. So why rush into permanent decisions before you've even fully become you? It is all about personal growth and personal development. Make sure that in yourself, that you are at a good place in your head and in your heart before you get into anything like marriage or children. You do not need to be rich, but just make sure you're in a good place. And it is about purpose, not pressure. This is why I always say focus on yourself first, travel if you can, learn new skills, fail a few times, go broke, get back up, discover what lights your soul up, because that's how you build a strong foundation mentally, emotionally, and even financially. And what I mean by that is about fail a few times, go broke. It's like, what advice is that? In order to grow as a person, in order to learn properly, you need to fail. So many people are afraid to fail, and it just baffles me. It baffles me. It's like, well, if you're afraid to fail, then how are you going to succeed? Because to me personally, succession comes from failure. You need to fail in order to learn what not to do. Go broke because you hit the bottom, and your full strive and determination is wanting to get back up to the top, or reach the top of the mountain, so to speak. Now have goals, big ones, dreams that scare you, ambitions that keep you up at night. The world will try to convince you to play it safe, to settle, to be realistic. But realistic never built anything legendary. You don't have to apologize for chasing more. That hunger, that's purpose knocking. As I said before about don't be afraid to fail, because it's true. Realisticness never built anything legendary. You had to really put yourself outside the box and strive for better. You being realistic is good. Okay, it helps you stay grounded, but dreams are dreams for a reason. Are dreams realistic? No, not really, but you can make dreams realistic, which not many people understand the difference there. But dreams are dreams. Dreams are meant to be during your sleep, things that happen but will never happen. Whereas if you chase your dreams and try to turn the dreams into a realistic point of field, let's say, then I feel it's very, very possible. Some of the most successful people in history failed more times than they succeeded. Literally. Just to name a few: Eminem, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Just to name a few right there. They are massively successful people, and they have failed more times than they have succeeded because they had to fail in order to learn. The difference being is they didn't quit. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. Failing teaches you what not to do so you can get closer to what works. Remember that. Now, before we wrap this video up, I've got to give a major shout out to my guy, Right Track. If you're serious about getting your money right while you're still young, he's the one you need to be watching. He breaks down the do's and the don'ts, shares real strategies, mindset shifts, and just pure gems. Now, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Show him some love, hit the subscribe button, binge his content. Trust me, you will thank me later. He genuinely brings massive advice and mindfulness and openness, and he's actually teaching me things. And he's a lot younger than me, which is crazy. It's crazy. He's locked in. He knows what he's doing. He has a plan, and he is following through with that plan. So yes, I go to him sometimes for advice. So I highly recommend you guys going to him too. So remember, don't rush life. Take your time. Focus on you. Dream big. Fail forward. And always, always choose the path that feels true to you, not what society expects. Now, if you did like this video, please show me some love by hitting the like button, dropping a comment, let me know your thoughts, and subscribe for more real talk like this. And don't forget, go check out Right Track. The link is below. I will see you all in the next one.